Hello, this is Ranger here, and today I'll be talking about the Honkai Star Rail version 3.5 before their death special program. And here we're going to be seeing on how they started off the special program with the animated trailer, which showed us this new Dong Hung form, as well as the anticipated March 7th, or shall we call her October 7th, as she has this Halloween kind of esque design, um, black white, which is pretty cool with her red eyes. It basically looks like an evil alternative version of March 7th, but in this trailer, she seems to be quite the opposite and willing to help out the Trailblazer and the team. But I'm also very interested in the Dong Hung design because it's very interesting to see what they're going to be going with that. Obviously, there are going to be probably alts that's going to be released. Though, will they be doing the same thing as? Actually, never mind. They wouldn't do the same thing. We were confirmed that the Trailblazer is the Trailblazer and March 7th do have their alt, so I'm curious on how they're going to be doing that. If it's just going to be released as a separate character, like how they did the Inbiter Lune. So we'll see how that goes. But what's also very interesting and something that I'm looking forward to is Cyrene here. She seems to be someone that is going about to have a huge impact in the story, or a lot more presence involved, especially with her adult form being revealed, as she seems to be closer resembling to her Honkai Impact Third counterpart, Alicia, which I am in love with. I'm very happy with what they're doing right here. Alicia is the GOAT in Honkai Impact Third when I was playing the game at the time. And, I have high expectations with what they're going to be doing here. It seems like they're vastly going to be focused in the story right here. And, it's not going to be, wonky donkey here, but everything looks to be great. Uh, and this is where we go to the more hype area, in my opinion, and what I am most anticipated about, which is the two new characters that are going to be released, and we've already seen before, which is Hycillin and Saridra. I don't know if I'm butchering that name, Saridra, but I am very much interested and in love with Cyrija because she's basically Farina in my honest opinion, design wise. She kind of acts like her. She kind of looks like her. The design outfit choice is somewhat similar to her, and I have nothing against that, honestly. I really do love it, and also not to mention she's all about chess, and chess is fun and exciting to play. That's for sure. Uh, but yeah, we'll get into this. But Hycillus is a physical nihility character where she should be able to apply random DOT effects on all of her actions. Skill does, this huge AoE damage that should be going on, as well as her ultimate. So it seems like she's going to be a bit unique character where she's able to apply different DOT effects. I don't know if there's any characters that has ever done that, so that's gonna be pretty interesting to see. And I do hope that she's gonna be able to bump up the DOT right here, because it's been a hot minute since we got that kind of buff. The only buff is the buffing with Kafka that was going on right there. So I'm really hoping that this does help out, which is pretty interesting that it's a physical character. So we'll see how that goes. But for Sairija, her skill grants special buffs to one designated character. When that character uses their basic attack or skill, then Sairija gains a charge. When this special buff is charged, then the character that is being buffed is able to use their skills twice, or duplicate is what they were saying here. Her ultimate can also build her charge while also dealing damage to all enemies. Now, in my honest opinion, as a Harmony character, she's obviously going to be very busted. She's going to be very great. Sadly, she might dethrone some of the new or Harmony characters that we've been getting. Though I have high hopes that they might be able to handle that somewhere. Um, so something to look forward to. Uh, so, aside from those two new characters, we got the new boss that we'll be going against, which is Lygus, where he spawns black tide monsters. But what's so interesting about this boss is that it actually utilizes some of the enemies that it summons, which basically as time passes, the threat levels of these monsters or these black tides increase, which makes a huge threat to us. But what's so fun about this and something unique is that the key to possibly defeating this new boss is actually involving with either allies or enemies leaving the field, as if basically your allies drop dead, they get downed, or you destroy as many enemies you can, because the boss has this new form that goes on, and as you defeat the enemies, you bring down its charge, and then it'll revert back to its normal form from what I was reading and seeing from this, which is pretty interesting and pretty unique. I'm vastly, how do I say this? Actually, I have no concerns over this. I think this is actually a pretty good step to a new boss mechanic that I think can really be, it's not complicated. I think it's simplistic, but I think it could be somewhere of a challenge that is definitely needed within the game, in my opinion. So now, aside from all of that, we got the new events. We got the Chrysosis Maze Grand Restaurant, which is basically a minigame where you make dishes and growing gardens to make these dishes. It's not a huge big deal. So, other than that, but when you complete this event, you get this new light cone, which is known as the Forever Virtual. I'm very curious into what this new light cone is going, because in this live stream they actually didn't show us what this live cone is, and actually made it quite curious because they said that we'll find out once we complete the event, and or when it's released, and that's something that's going to be pretty fun to see and test out. uh, but yeah, so next, another events that we have is the Old Brews and New Friends. This is actually an event that I actually really enjoy, from what I've seen and what I have done before, because this new event involves with making drinks, similar to what happened to the Penacony, where we made drinks for the monsters in the game. Um, I really enjoyed that. I am sure some of you guys also enjoyed it. It's small, but it's fun. It was really enjoyable. Here, we'll be seeing some of the characters that we haven't seen in a while, such as Dr. Ratio, Topaz, and Kafka, and others that may have not been said yet, but hinted. I mean, we did see the Herda and her Herda puppets on the screen as well in this event, so I'm pretty sure they're also going to be a part of it. So there's that. Um, and we also have another event, the Space Station Task Force. Many of you guys are quite familiar with this if you guys know what it is or have seen it, or, once I say it. It's basically where you go to your daily assignments, and retrieve your stuff, but put your characters to work to gathering them. Basically, you get free premium currency each time you do it. I would recommend everyone to do this. Log in once a day if you want to or not. Pop in, get your put your characters to work, and then a couple hours later, get all your not primo, your premium currency right back at you. That's something I would recommend for sure. I always used to actually miss like half of it, which sucks. But now that I know, I'll be sure to make sure that I get that done. So now we have the new Ascension material, which is the last thing that I want to talk about, which is the version 3.5 individual voice audio. Oh, well, the new Ascension material and the version 3.5 individual voice audio that they were talking about. But there's a new Ascension material that's going on. Pretty sure it's going to be for Saridra based on the design when you look upon the screen right here. It's just fight the mini boss or enemies and then gather the, materials to upgrade Saridra and, or not Saridra, Hycillans. This is probably a Hycillans material. That's what I should have said. Sorry for the confusion there. But yeah, that's just about it. And version 3.5, we have this individual voice audio for collaboration characters only, where you can choose, for example, Archer or Saber specifically, where you can choose the Japanese dub or other dubs, CN or such, Korean maybe even. So that's something that we are getting an option for. Kind of wish that they did for all the characters. I don't know why they're not doing it for every single character, but it is what it is, I guess. But if they could do that, that'd be amazing. But overall, my opinion on the 3.5 live stream, I think that this is pretty nice. I'm enjoying every single bit of it so far. I'm looking forward to the new story quest that's going to be released. I'm also looking forward to all 2 new characters, though I am absolutely broke, so let's hope I don't need to pop out the wallet right here. Um, I'm curious about that new light code in that event. I'm not interested in the event, but I'm very interested in the light code. So we'll see how that goes right there. Hopefully they're not giving us, blue balling us right there, but let's hope that it's going to be looking nice. I am looking forward to the Old Brews and New Friends event. That is something that I am most definitely going to be doing, 100% clearing that out. Um, but other than that, Story Quest seems to be interesting with the new animated trailer. It seems like we have almost the whole gang all right here together. Uh, I don't think this is going to be where the final battle is going to be happening, obviously. Though it does give off that kind of sense, so I'm very much stoked for it. I really hope that the story quest does more animated scenes, less black and white screens, uh, and hopefully they can figure out what to do with the English dub voice acting situation that's been going on. Uh, and more showing, less reading or telling. That's something I would really appreciate. It's something I really hope that they can get this done in this version because all the characters are looking amazing. They all seem to be great. I have huge hopes that Saridra is going to be one of the best characters in my opinion because of the type of character that she is kind of based on, which is Farina. I was a Farina hater when she was like before she was released but showcased. Uh, but after a few moments, I love Farina. She's the GOAT in Genshin Impact. Amazing character design, amazing character persona, and history. So here's the best to Honkai Star Rail version 3.5 before the death special program. And I hope each and every one of you guys the best of luck for pulling on these 2 characters if you can, or even 1. If you're skipping, it is what it is. And thank you all for listening in, tuning in, and drop down a comment, like, subscribe. I'm very curious in what you guys all think. And other than that, I hope you guys all have a good day and stay well, stay swell.